Okay, so we have already read, study. I process. So, for example, when this person have attachment to the sound, praise the sound that praise her or him. Okay, so ear door cognitive process arises. First, five door averting consciousness. Five door averting consciousness. Then ear consciousness hearing the sound. So ear consciousness here only 7 mental factors, 7 universes. No occasional. We have 6 occasional, right? At this moment, no occasional, just ear consciousness plus 7 mental factors, 7 universal mental factors. Why? Because eye consciousness, ear consciousness only hear the object and only hear sound. Whether what is the meaning of the sound is not clear to him and her. Therefore, there is no application of the mind, sustained application of mind, and there's no effort, there's no joy, there's no decision to make what is this sound. Therefore, only 7 universal. And receiving consciousness only about, I think, 10 mental factors. Then investigating consciousness, only 10 mental factors, and so on. Okay, so jhana here, because it's consciousness rooted in wrong view, so maybe 20, maybe 20 arise. Therefore, we cannot say all 20 mental factors arise with all consciousness. Okay, the reason I do not explain ear consciousness, receiving, investigating, because I think it's not important. As a teacher, I afraid the more I teach, the more you get confused, and the more you want to give up. Therefore, I try as a teacher, I pick up what is important for you. What I neglect one is not so important in Abhidhamma. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Okay, yesterday, last week, we have finished all the 52 mental factors. So let us make very quick summary. And this PowerPoint is designed by Bucks. Thanks, Bucks. Okay, so let me summarize a little bit. If I go very fast, many people cannot follow, so I got to slow down a little bit. There are 52 cetasika, mental factors. So this 52 mental factor can be divided into 7 universal, which must arise with all 89 type of consciousness. Without this 7 universal, the cognition with the object is not impossible. It is impossible, because the 7 universal play very rudimentary, very basic task to cognize an object. So it must arise with all type of consciousness, whether it's wholesome, functional, unwholesome, or wholesome. Okay. Then there are 6 occasions which arise with certain type of consciousness, not with all. And these two, universal, 7 universal, and 6 occasional are called variable conscious mental factors. When they associated with wholesome, they become wholesome. When they associate with the unwholesome, they become unwholesome. They are ethically variable, change. Okay. Then there are 14 unwholesome mental factors. 4 are universal, which must be arise with all types of unwholesome only. Unlike 7 universal, it arises with wholesome and unwholesome. But unwholesome universal only arise with unwholesome. And there are 10 occasional. 3 are great group, which is greed itself, then wrong view and conceit. However, conceit and wrong view cannot arise together. They arise separately. And hatred group, there is four. There are four. One is hatred itself, and another one is worry and remorse, and third one is stinginess, and the fourth one is jealousy. And others, there are three. Another three. One is sloth. The second one is torpor, and last one is vichikicha, doubt. So there are only 14 unwholesome mental factors. It's better to remember all in order to make your study efficient and effective. Okay, then there are 25 beautiful, 19 universal must arise with all wholesome type of consciousness. Cannot arise with unwholesome. And there are 3 abstinence, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. And there are 2 illimitables, compassion and appreciative joy. And the last one is called 1 non-delusion, which is wisdom faculty. Okay, so we have finished 52 types of mental factors. Now let us see how to put them together. So suppose we done some good deeds, like we perform dana, offer dana to monastic or to the center, or we keep morality, 5 precepts. We offer services to the Buddha's dispensation or to any community. Or now we listen to the Dhamma, listen to Abhidhamma, now like what you are doing now, and etc. So if you do all these wholesome deeds with joy, one consciousness with joy, somanasa, sahagatang, yana sampayutang, associated with knowledge, yana sampayutang, asankarika, or sasankarika. So prompted or unprompted. Prompted and unprompted here doesn't matter. Okay. So at this moment, there are 34 mental formations arise together. One is consciousness. Another 3 is mental factors. So suppose let's say listening to the Dhamma. Now you are listening to what I'm talking, right? So here, one consciousness. Here, number 1, consciousness is under wholesome consciousness. We have 8 wholesome consciousness, right? Suppose we take one consciousness accompanied with joy, associated with knowledge, prompted or unprompted is okay. It doesn't matter. So this consciousness. Then contact when a sound, my voice, come to contact with your ear. There is a contact that causes consciousness to arise. Okay. Then feeling, because listen to Dhamma talk is something very pleasant, right? So here feeling is maybe pleasant feeling. Because here is joy, one citta with joy. Therefore, pleasant feeling here, feeling here must be pleasant. Then perception, perceive is voice, this sound. And volition, accumulating good karma of listening to Abhidhamma. Then one-pointedness means unification. Unify all these 34 mental factors together onto the object. It's called one-pointedness. Life faculty maintain the life force of all these 34 mental formation so that they have life to perform their task. Attention means conducting or directing all these mental factors or mental formation towards the object of the sound. Then an initial application of mind means place the mind on the sound. sustained application of mind means constantly and not sorry, continuously. Continuously playing the mind on all these 34 mental formation. Okay, decision, make decision. This is the one. This is the Dhamma sound. Okay, this is the sound. Energy try to arouse the understanding. Try to arouse the understanding of the Dhamma. Joy and or rapture. You listen with interest, not disinterest. So here I want to make one explanation. Here feeling and joy is two different things. Feeling here is, there are three types of feeling: pleasant feeling, unpleasant, and neither pleasant nor unpleasant, or unpleasant, we call neutral. So here we say one consciousness accompanied by joy. Here joy is called somanassa. Here refer to feeling. Okay, here. Then under the sixth occasion, there are rapture or joy. This one is under formation aggregate. Feeling here in the seven universal, there's one feeling. Feeling here is under feeling aggregate. Joy or rapture is under formation aggregate. Joy here means interest or delight. Interest or delight in the object. Pleasant feeling, feeling here is different. Feeling here is being felt. Feeling very pleasant throughout the whole body. I can give you an example to make it clear. Okay, suppose a tired traveler who set up a journey, a long journey, and he feel very tired. So he longed for the water. Then suddenly he heard the sound of water, waterfall. So the moment he heard the sound of waterfall, he has delight in him. He has interest, delight. This is called joy or rapture. Then he quickly go to the place where waterfall is. Then he take water and drink. While drinking the water, he feel pleasant. That is feeling. Okay, so these two different things, but very close to each other. Okay, then next, desire means desire to achieve the purpose. Here, when you listen to Dhamma talk, you have the desire to understand the Dhamma. Okay, then faith. Faith means trusting what should be trusted. So you trust in the knowledge of Abhidhamma that can help you. Then mindfulness means attentiveness to the object. So when you are listening to my talk, your mind is present. You are not forgetful. Your mind is present with the sound. Okay, shamelessness of wrongdoing and fearlessness of wrongdoing. This already there already. When you are listening to talk, this two is there already. Then non-greed, you do not attach to the sound as you do not sticky to the sound as myself. Okay, and non-hatred is already there because while listening to talk, there's no anger in you. Then neutrality of mind, keeping mental factors and consciousness evenly on the object is called neutrality of the mind. And another six pair, I'm not going through: tranquility, lightness, malleability, readiness, proficiency, rectitude. All these are there already, but not so clear to you. They're not so clear. So sometimes you need to develop them to very clear, to develop them to very high standard. Then the last one, 34, wisdom faculty. You understand, right? What I'm talking about. It's called wisdom here. So they are all 34 mental formation while you are listening to Abhidhamma now. And all this happen in the Javana here. It's not it's the ear door. No, all 34 happen in the Javana here again and again. Please remember, one snap of finger, trillions of consciousness, trillion, not million, trillions of consciousness arise and pass away. Then after ear door cognitive process, there are many mind door cognitive process again. And suppose you listen to my talk for 2 hours. Imagine how much wholesome consciousness, how much wholesome karma you have accumulated. Uncountable. One snap of finger, trillion. So 2 hours times trillion. I don't know how many, how highly you accumulated. Congratulations to you. I rejoice in your marriage. Okay? Okay, now suppose now, let's say we are practicing compassion meditation. We are practicing compassion meditation. We say that mentally, we say, may all beings be free from all suffering, both physical and mental. So we are trying to arouse our compassion to all suffering beings. At that moment, at that moment, there are 35 mental formation arise. What are the 35? Okay, just now 34, we already understand, plus 1. 34, plus 1, we call compassion. When we do not radiate compassion to others, this compassion will not arise. Only when we have compassion towards suffering being, not only meditation. For example, when you see some people suffer, or see one beggar, you see his misery, so you offer him some money, there is compassion that will arise in you, then they are 35. Okay? The rest is the same. And prompted or unprompted does not apply to the wholesome consciousness. Prompted or unprompted only apply to the unwholesome. Because sloth and torpor is unwholesome mental factors. Therefore, you cannot bring sloth and torpor into the wholesome consciousness. Okay. Now, next. Now, suppose we do the dana, listen to the talk, we offering services. We do it with equanimity, neutral feeling. We do it with neutral feeling. We call upekha sahagata jnana sampayutang sasankarikang or asankarikang etang. So one citta with equanimity associated with knowledge, prompted or unprompted. So because it's one citta with equanimity, therefore rapture here, number 13, rapture cannot arise. You got to exclude rapture or joy. So 34 minor 1, it becomes 33 mental formation. Okay, so whether it's prompted or unprompted, remain 33. Okay, next one. Another one is upekha sahagatang jnana vipayutang, dissociated. One consciousness accompanied by equanimity, dissociated with knowledge, whether it's prompted or unprompted. Okay, how many mental factors? There are 32 only. So since here is citta with equanimity, upekha sahagatang, so whenever you see upekha sahagatang, you have to exclude joy or rapture. Joy or rapture only will arise when you feeling when it's pleasant feeling. Somanasa sahagatang, then joy and rapture will only arise. Whenever it's equanimity feeling, then no joy or rapture. So you exclude joy and rapture. Then jnana vipayutang, dissociated with knowledge. Therefore, no knowledge. So you minor wisdom faculty. You exclude wisdom faculty. So 34 minus 2, only 32 mental formation. So I think this one, equanimity, when you do wholesome deed with equanimity and without knowledge, all 32. This one we already, I think we have already studied. Okay, let's say, suppose now you have the chance to commit wrong action of sexual misconduct, or killing, or stealing. Either one, maybe you have the maybe now you have chance to steal something, but you abstain yourself. Don't want to commit that stealing. Or taken, stealing is not a good translation. It's taken what is not given. So there are 34 the formation. If you do it with equanimity, okay? So one consciousness accompanied with equanimity associated with knowledge, either is prompted or unprompted. So since you do it with equanimity here refer to feeling. So therefore, you have to exclude joy or rapture. And associated with knowledge, you understand this wholesome dish will bring wholesome result. So wisdom faculty must be there, since you do it with knowledge. So wisdom faculty is there, and you intentionally abstain from stealing. When the condition for you steal, to take what's not given is there, but you intentionally abstain from it. So you add one more mental factor, which is right action. One of the 3 abstinence, right action. So all 34. If you do abstain from, let's say, killing with joy, okay, I hope now it's clear to you. I try to explain each one by one so you get better understanding, rather than you ask me again and again. Okay, now we come to this one. Let's say first jhana. Nowadays, many people also practice concentration and attain first jhana. So when a person attains first jhana, usually he takes patibhaga nimitta as object. Let's say we practice mindfulness of breathing, taking anapanasati, taking anapana, breathing in, breathing out. So when a yogi concentrates on the breath, breathing in, breathing out, then he sees nimitta, patibhaga nimitta. And his mind takes patibhaga nimitta as object, and jhana arises in him. So when jhana arises in him, how many mental factors there? Let's see one by one. So consciousness here, number 1. What is consciousness here? Consciousness here means fine material sphere consciousness of first jhana. So first jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with initial application, sustained application, joy, happiness, and one-pointedness. So this consciousness here. Contact means impingement of the patibhaga nimitta, that nimitta with the mind, called contact. Feeling, because it is first jhana. Therefore, there's joy. There's joy there. There is pleasant feeling there. Feeling means somanasa, sahagatan. Then perception, perceived, is patibhaga nimitta. Volition means accumulating good karma based on jhana concentration. One-pointedness here. Okay, one-pointedness here is now already this yogi already developed very deep concentration and achieved jhana. So one pointedness here already how to call upgrade. We call upgrade into concentration. Jhana concentration. Here one pointedness become jhana concentration. Life faculty maintain their life so that they can perform their job. Attention means directing all the mind, all the consciousness, all mental factors and consciousness onto nimitta. Then initial application of mind means place the mind on the nimitta. Here become jhana factor. Initial application of mind become one of the jhana factors. Sustained application of mind also become one of the jhana factors. Decision, the mind makes decision, this is patibhaga nimitta, or the mind makes decision, this is the way to jhana. Energy to arouse the mind, to arouse the concentration, trying to arouse mindfulness and concentration. Joy or rapture is jhana factor, one of the jhana factor. Decision make the mind is firm. This is patibhaga nimitta, the way leading to jhana. Faith, trusted, this patibhaga nimitta will lead to jhana. Mindfulness, non-forgetful of patibhaga nimitta, or the mind sink, the mind not floating away from the nimitta. Instead, the mind sink into nimitta, just like throwing a stone into the water, the water sinks. Shame and fear of wrongdoing are already there. Non-greed, the mind does not adhere to patibhaga nimitta or stick to the patibhaga nimitta as myself or mine. Non-hatred is already there because when the mind concentrates on the jhana, there's no hatred. Neutrality of mind, keeping the mental factors and consciousness evenly on the object is called neutrality of mind, and prevent excess or deficiency. Then in the jhana, there is tranquility of mental body and consciousness. Also in the jhana, the body feel very light, lightness of mental body and consciousness. And malleability, only when your mind become malleable, and then you can attain jhana, right? So it's already there. Weightiness, the mind become very weighty. Then you know how to achieve jhana. Proficiency, after practicing for so many times anapanasati, the mind become very proficient. So proficient in achieving jhana. Rectitude. So when the mind is in the jhana, the mind is straightforward. There's no crookedness. There's no cunning in the mind. And the last one, faculty, wisdom faculty. In the jhana, wisdom faculty not so clear, but it's still there. Maybe giving light, illuminating the object. In the jhana, here, one-pointedness are more important here. One-pointedness, which is concentration, is more important here. So in the first jhana, there are 34 mental formations. Okay. Now, but if in the second jhana, you should remove initial application of mind. So become how many? Become 33. So in the third jhana, you remove sustained application of mind, become 32. In the fourth jhana, you remove joy or rapture, become 31. In the fifth jhana, you replace happiness with equanimity. That equanimity is here. Neutrality of mind here become equanimity. Okay, so some 35th jhana, we have 31 mental formations. Okay, now let us put into meditation practice. I'm going to give you an meditation exercise, but we have to take a break first for 10 minutes. Then we come back with meditation exercise. Okay.
Yeah, Sayalay, there's one part just now when you were talking, the line cut off. So at one part where you were saying about the prompted and unprompted, do they accompany or do they don't accompany with wholesome consciousness?
Okay, unprompted and prompted, they do not apply to wholesome consciousness. They are there because in the wholesome consciousness we still have prompted and unprompted, right? So, but whether it's prompted or unprompted, the mental factor do not increase more number or decrease. The number of the mental factor remain the same. Is okay? Clear?
Yes, yeah. Now we are clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we take a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I share, I want to I want to explain a little bit more because otherwise people will ask a question because Abhidhamma is very complicated. Sometimes when I explain one, then I assume your mind can work already, so I don't explain everything. However, still people will ask a question related to the same, related to things which I have already explained. Okay, here just now we say if you practice compassion, there are 35 mental factors. How about we practice metta? Do you think it's still 35? Metta is same as non-hatred. Huh? So when you practice metta, then there's no compassion, right? So you exclude compassion, and metta is equally same as non-hatred. So remain 34. Okay? So if you practice appreciative joy, then 35. You change compassion to appreciative joy, 35. Okay? And how about if we practice upekkha meditation? So upekkha meditation here, tattara majjhatthata can become upekkha. And since it's upekkha, there is no joy. So exclude joy or rapture. So 34 exclude joy or rapture, 33. Okay. Enough for here, enough now. Now let's put into meditation practice. Can you sit properly and listen to my instruction? We will practice anapanasati. Okay. Please keep your attention under your nostril. Then mindfully please breathing in and breathing out. Just aware of the in and out of the air. Or you can feel the air touches somewhere, or even you don't feel the air touches somewhere, you know there's in breath and out breath. The air coming in and coming out from your nostril. So when you concentrate on your in and out of the breathing, there's no unwholesome thought arise in you. So, and yet you have not yet attained jhana. So one consciousness will arise in you. Either this consciousness accompanied by joy or accompanied by equanimity, depend on your mental state at this moment. So let's say now you experience one consciousness accompanied by equanimity associated with knowledge, prompted or unprompted, it doesn't matter. Prompted and unprompted is okay. It's not so important in the mental factor here. So at this moment, your consciousness is one consciousness accompanied by equanimity associated with knowledge. Here, knowledge here means understand. Anapanasati meditation is wholesome deep. That understanding. Okay, then try to feel the contact. Can you feel your contact? Whether the air touches somewhere or that contact because of the air touches your body sensitivity, that cause your consciousness to arise, to aware of the air. So there's a contact, there's consciousness. Try to see it. To me, it's very clear, huh? But to you, I don't know. Then feel the in, out of the air, whether it's accompanied by joy or accompanied by equanimity, depend on your mental state, depend on your mind state. Huh? Then perception. Try to see perception, perceive there is air, there is in-breath, there is out-breath. Try to see the perception, perceive there is in-breath, there is out-breath. And there's volition. Mentally, you know, volition, accumulating good karma when our mind is concentrate on the in-breath and out-breath. Volition performs two tasks. One is accumulating good karma, and another one is urging all mental factors towards the in-breath and out-breath, and to ask them to do their work. Volition asks faith to trust in-breath and out-breath can lead to jhana. Volition urge mindfulness not to forget about the breath. Volition urge attention to direct all mental factors and consciousness onto the in-breath and out-breath. So this volition, try to see it. Feel it. Try to understand it. And one-pointedness. One-pointedness, unification of all mental factors and citta together. Unify them together. Only you can develop concentration. Without unifying them together, one of them will out of the place and make the mind upside down. So try to see all the mental factors and citta are unified together on the in-breath and out-breath. So to understand this meditation method, you got to learn by heart the meaning of each mental factors. Then they appear very clear to your mind. Without understanding the meaning of each mental factors, this meditation cannot be carried out. Then life faculty. Life faculty, it just it's difficult to see one, but you just understand without life faculty, the mind mental factor no life. There's no life in mental factor, so that they cannot perform their task. By this understanding is enough. Then attention. Attention means directing or conducting all mental factors and citta and one citta onto the in-breath and out-breath. Without conducting or directing citta and cetasika to the breath, the mind will go somewhere else. The mind will go to thinking, planning, and somewhere else. So direct the mind to the in-breath and out-breath is very important, and it is called attention, manasikara. Try to feel it. If you cannot feel it, you try to make your mind restless. Then come back to the breath. From restlessness, direct come back to the breath. This is called attention. Then after your mind, you direct or conduct all the citta cetasika on the in-breath and out-breath, then place the mind there. Place citta and cetasika on the in-breath and out-breath. Placing citta and cetasika on the in-breath and out-breath is called initial application of the mind. After that, keep your mind, the mind sustain there. Don't let the mind go off. So sustain application of mind, anchoring the mind on the in-breath and out-breath, or continuously examining or continuously focus, aware on the in-breath and out-breath is called sustained application of mind. Try to feel it. Try to feel this mental factor. Then energy. Energy means trying to be mindful on the breath. Putting effort to be mindful on the breath. Without putting effort to be mindful, mindfulness will not arise automatically. Most of beings lack of energy to be mindful, including myself. Therefore, sometimes our mind are obsessed by our mind is obsessed by defilement because we lack of energy to be mindful. We talk about mindfulness, but in order for mindfulness to be arise, you need energy to be mindful again and again, again and again. This repeatedly again and again is called energy that support mindfulness to arise. Then the next one is joy or rapture. So if you have interest, you have the interest on the in-breath and out-breath, and you feel delight when you are breathing in and breathing out, then you have the joy. If you don't have, then this joy or rapture will be excluded. Then desire. So all the time you are mindful on the in-breath and out-breath. So there's a desire to achieve concentration, right? This is the purpose we practice concentration, because we have the desire to achieve concentration. So this desire means desire to achieve a purpose, which is concentration. You try to feel that desire. Without that desire, also you cannot achieve concentration. Next one is faith. Faith means trusting what should be trusted. So when you practice Anapana, now you are focusing on the breath, mindful of the in-breath and out-breath, then you have faith that this, by mindful of in-breath and out-breath, will lead you to the attainment of jhana. You have faith in it. Try to see this faith. If you practice in-breath and out-breath, and at the same time you think you have doubt, will this practice so easy? Will this practice lead to jhana? When this doubt arises in you, then the wholesome consciousness changes to unwholesome consciousness, rooted in delusion, associated with doubt. So the mind can change very fast. One moment wholesome, another moment unwholesome. If you do not gut your mind by way of mindfulness. Then next one, try to feel the mindfulness itself. What is the mindfulness? Mindfulness means presence of the mind. So your mind is present with the in-breath and out-breath. And also, the mindfulness also has the meaning of non-forgetfulness. You do not forget about the breath. It's called mindfulness. So when the moment you feel the mind go off from the breath, that moment you lose mindfulness. Try to see it. or you try to let your mind go off from the breath and come back again, then you know what's the meaning of non-mindfulness and mindfulness. Next one, shame and fear of wrongdoing. These two are already there. You don't have to experience. When the mind is focused on the breath, you have the shame and fear of wrongdoing. Then non-greed. Yeah. Greed is unwholesome mental factors. So at this moment, your mind has no greed for sensual object. So there's non-greed, non-sticky to the sensual object. And your mind has non-hatred. It's very clear here. Your mind is mindful. Your mind is mindful of in-breath and out-breath. So the mind is without hatred. Try to feel the mind is without hatred. Then next one, neutrality of mind. Tatra Majjatata. Neutrality of mind means keeping the mind, keeping the Citta and Cetasika evenly on the object. Evenly, so it prevents partiality, it prevents deficiency or excessive of either one of the mental factor. Try to feel that everything, all mental factors are kept evenly on the in-breath and out-breath. Okay, next is 6 pairs of tranquility, lightness, malleability, proficiency, and rectitude. And because they are now very new and we only practice very short time, so this 6 pair may not clear to you. For example, tranquility may not clear to you, but you compare of restlessness, so you can feel some tranquility of the mind, right? When you concentrate on the breath. Compare with your mind is chasing after the sensual object or chasing after your job, constantly thinking. Now you kick out all the thoughts and concentrate on your mind, concentrate on the in-breath and out-breath. Sure, you feel some tranquility. And sure, there's rectitude there. The mind is straightforward, not crooked or no cunning. So the last one, wisdom faculty. Wisdom faculty is not clear in this concentration practice, but will be very clear in the vipassana, because wisdom faculty sees anicca, dukkha, anatta, and wisdom faculty penetrate into their nature, the nature of mind, the nature of mental factors, and so on. And now if you understand each mental factor, there's wisdom there already. For example, you understand mindfulness is non-forgetful about the object, it itself is wisdom already. Without wisdom, you don't understand what is mindfulness, what is faith, what is volition, and so on. Okay, so let us stop meditating for a while. And I think I want to stop sharing for a while, and I want to call upon 2 or 3 students to share how they experience. If they have some experience, for those who don't have experience, then not necessary to share. You can practice at home for a period of time and to feel all these mental factors and so on. Okay, thank you.
Okay, brothers and sisters, those who has felt the mental factor. Now I've got this Abhi. Abhi, can you switch on your video and your mic and share your experiences with us?
And because we go too fast, we go slowly, but if I go slowly, I cannot finish my Abhidhamma talk. I just give you some guidance so you can practice at home. This is the purpose. Doesn't mean that I have to lead you all the time, right?
Brother Abhi, are you there? Because you raised your hand. Can you kindly switch on your mic? Oh, mic not allowed. So, Brother Fu, can you please?
I think now it worked. Before it was not allowing me. Okay.
Can you please open your video? We can't see you.
My video is open now.
Okay, I can see you now. Go ahead.
Great.
Please do your sharing.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sayalay. First of all, big gratitude to you, Abhi from Australia. Yes, for me, this was interesting, both right now and even actually earlier this morning, how it happened spontaneously, where, mind was in a nice, wholesome state. And then, the idea of some action, kind of a good action, but still maybe motivated by, some greed, etc. That really made me sort of not peaceful and in an unwholesome state. So yeah, today this was very interesting. Just by following this, I could feel so much of wholesomeness within me as compared to usually I have to say, oh, if I do this, then only I can feel good. So typically I'm conditioned to be in that action mind. So this is powerful to realize that it does not matter as much about my external action, but how can I, focus, be mindful and, detach more. Then so it was really beautiful feeling few of these feelings, like feeling the sense of aloba or feeling the sense of adosa.
Yes.
So fulfilling. I was like, wow, I don't need to spend 5 years to create something or some social enterprise. I can feel so fulfilled right now. So that was such joyful feeling. And when the thought enters to do something, then even if it is to do something good, but that kind of, breaks everything. And so this was a very powerful experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your sharing. It's very inspiring. Okay.
Abhi is from Australia.
Yeah, good.
Okay, can we call another student who would like to share? Anyone? Please don't be shy, so that we know that you are grasping the teaching from Sayalay.
I think because today we go very fast, even you cannot experience, I can understand because too fast.
Can we get another volunteer to, we have got Dayani Teo. Hello, Dayani.
Hi, Dr. Bats. Good evening. Sayalay, good morning. Sorry.
Good morning. I remember you.
Oh, thank you, Sayalay. So I am in Canada, and thank you for the generosity answering my question today. So the meditation, the guided meditation just now, I felt wonderful. It is very rare that I could feel my breath, but today with your guidance, I felt the breath very, very clear around the nostril area, very warm. And I feel like, wow, if we can have this kind of guided meditation more often, I think we can get our jhana factor.
Very fast.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sayalay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have a very good teacher.
Yes, we are very lucky. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so in fact, just now it's just it's a try only, very short try. When I teach in America, one of the students said that, wow, the light comes, but the one is after 1.5 hours. Just now only take maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes only. So if you practice 1.5 hours, then maybe you may like my student that see the light. We call the light of wisdom. Okay, so then I have a question for you. Since now you have gone through so many mental factors, I want to ask you a question. Which mental factors is yourself? Can anyone press one button and answer me? We have learned before which mental factor is yourself.
Okay, there are a few answer came in. They say none.
So now you have the right view already, right?
Mm.
Previously, I don't think you say none.
Yeah.
For example, when you feel pleasant, you say, I feel so pleasant. So you identify pleasant feeling as yourself. Now, if you can go through each mental factor one by one and explain and experience your based on your own practical experience, you clearly see consciousness which is aware of the object is not myself. Feeling which feel the presence of the anapanasati is not myself. Attention which direct the mind, chitta and cetasika on the anapanasati, on the in-breath and out-breath is not myself. Mindfulness which is don't forget, not forget about the in-breath and out-breath is not myself. Now you get a correct understanding or right view, which a right view that mind, chitta and cetasika, none of them are myself. This is the very, very important point of learning Abhidhamma. Because some people may ask, why should I learn Abhidhamma? Abhidhamma is not the teaching of the Buddha. Why should we learn? To me, whether it's teaching of the Buddha or not the teaching of the Buddha, all this help you to understand your mind better, understand the non-self nature of the mind, understand how the mind works towards unwholesome and wholesome, which helps you a lot in understanding the Dhamma, the Sutta, also understanding your own mind and how you live your daily life. Right? So, how the wrong view of I occurs. All the worthy beings, Puthujjana, have wrong view of I, or wrong view of myself. So how is the wrong view of myself occurs? So if you have my book, you can see page 108. So having analyzed each associated mental factor and a specific function it performs. Just now we see each function, right? For example, mindfulness function is not forget the object. Faith is to have trust, having trust in the object. Then the volition mean how to call accumulating good karma and so on. So just now we already experienced some degree of function of each mental factors. And we come to a liberating realization. There is no overlord, no master who exercise control over the process of mindfulness of breathing, or over the process of eating, seeing, hearing, thinking, or meditating, or attaining jhana, and so on. There's no overlord, there's no master, there's no I, or him, or she, there's no person who exercise, there's no creator who exercise control over the whole process of mind and body, mind and chitta and cetasika, right? So the wrong view of I or a being comes through not being able to break down the compactness of function. We call kicca kanna. Each mental factor has its own function to perform. For example, faith perform the function of trusting and so on. So each person, the wrong view of I or being, human being or being, comes through not being able to break down the compactness of function or the integrative aspect of the mental factors. We therefore mistake the mental factor of feeling as I. I feel good, I feel bad. So we think that feeling as I. The mental factor of perception which perceive as I. So we mistake the mental factor of perception as I. We mistake the mental factor of greed or hatred as I. And the different consciousness, consciousness rooted in greed, associated with knowledge, or greed rooted in delusion as I. The mind thinks the thought, I enjoy the taste. So sometimes the mind think of something, reflect the taste you have tasted, then you say, oh, I enjoy the taste. So you think the mind is also I, right? I am intelligent, I am stressful, I am frustrated. You take hatred as yourself. So try, now you understand each mental factor is not yourself. Do not be fooled by the thoughts, as the I is nothing more than an aggregate or a group of consciousness and mental factors. This is the right view that you should have after we finish mental factors. And Venerable Sariputta, Venerable Sariputta also practiced this way. He entered into first jhana, then he emerged from the first jhana. He tried to discern. There is volition, there is attention, there is initial application of mind, there is decision, there is energy, there is desire, just like what we have experienced just now. So after that, he see each one is not yourself, and each one arise and pass away, arise and pass away. They are not permanent, they are not constant, they are impermanent. And then after that, they enter into second jhana. After emerge from the second jhana, they see each mental factors are impermanent, not a self, and so on. This is how he developed his insight knowledge. Okay? So the last task I want you to do is when you go back, when you have your free time, you try to discern. So you have to learn 34. Otherwise, you cannot recall, right? So you have to learn by heart this 34. Then when you practice Anapanasati, you try each one by one as they occur. Just like the Sutta Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta 111, 311. You can read the sutta and see how Venerable Sariputta experienced his insight knowledge. Okay, and you can, you don't have to wait until you attain first jhana. Even after half an hour or 1 hour or 45 minutes Anapanasati, then you start discerning mental factors. You don't start at the very beginning because the mind is still restless. You cannot see very clearly all the 34 mental factors. But if you start after 30 minutes or 45 minutes, I think you can see clearer. Okay. Then after maybe 1 month practice, after or 2 weeks practice, after you have listened all the mental factors, you can let go what's not clear to you yet. What's not clear to you. Then after you discern each mental factors in your meditation practice, you also have to see. After you, let's say you see contact already, then later you see contact, you must say contact is not myself. Feeling is not myself. Perception is not myself. Attention is not myself. Faith is not myself. This helps to strengthen, to enhance your insight knowledge of non-self. Okay, so this is the meditation work you can do when you have free time. Okay. Now next. Now we want to talk about a little bit supramundane consciousness. Okay, so when a yogi practice vipassana and achieve path and fruition, sotapanna, stream enterer, or sotapanna, path and fruition, and he attain taking nibbana as object, and attain path and fruition here. Path means stream enterer, path consciousness. Fruition means stream enterer, fruition consciousness. So at this moment, there are 37 mental factors, not 34 already. So why 37? Because there is 3 abstinence: right speech, right action, and right livelihood. These 3 together are added into 34, therefore become 37. So same 34 plus 3 abstinence, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. And all this citta and cetasika taking nibbana as object. All this they occur here in the path consciousness, in the fruition consciousness. All this take nibbana as object. And these three abstinence in the supramundane consciousness, these 3 must occur together as 3 of the noble eightfold path. Right? In the mundane consciousness, 3 abstinence, they arise separately. When the occasion for them to arise, they only arise. Otherwise, they don't arise. But for supramundane consciousness, they must arise together as 3 factors of noble eightfold path. Okay. In the path, when a person attained path and fruition, in the path consciousness here, they say they are 35, 37, right? And there's a wisdom faculty here. It's very important. Wisdom faculty is very important in vipassana meditation as well as the attainment of stream entry, path, and fruition. So that wisdom faculty here removes the ignorance which covers the 4 noble truths. Before the attainment of path and fruition, there's ignorance there. A yogi cannot see clearly the 4 noble truths. Although we may understand the 4 noble truths theoretically, but not practically, because our minds, they have ignorance which cover the 4 noble truths. But when a yogi attains path and fruition, the wisdom faculty in that path consciousness remove the ignorance that covers the 4 noble truths, and the 4 noble truths is penetrated and revealed to these yogis very clearly. So what is the 4 noble truths that is revealed? The first is understanding the truth of suffering. So the wisdom understand the truth of suffering, and the wisdom understand the origin of the truth of suffering. And already the wisdom already abandoned certain craving. Craving is the origin of the truth of suffering. So the wisdom has already abandoned some craving. And the wisdom also understand, also realize the cessation of suffering, which is nibbana. And the wisdom also develop the noble eightfold path. Okay? So understanding the wisdom, understanding the truth of suffering. So what is the truth of suffering? In the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the turning the view of the Dhamma, Buddha said, birth, aging, sickness, death, association with unpleasant, dissociation with pleasant, and so on and on. In short, 5 aggregates of clinging is the truth of suffering. So what is the 5 aggregate subject to clinging? There is form aggregate, which we have not yet studied. We will study another two weeks later. Form aggregate including all 4 elements. And the feeling aggregate, we have studied feeling already, including pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, and neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling. And we have studied perception aggregate, and we have studied formation aggregate. So formation aggregate all exclude feeling and perception and exclude craving, or include craving is also okay. So exclude feeling and perception, all mental factors are called formation aggregate. The remaining 50 exclude feeling and perception. The remaining 50 are called formation aggregate. You also can exclude craving because craving is the origin of suffering. Then consciousness aggregate, or we have 89 types of consciousness, right? Exclude 8 supramundane consciousness. The remaining 81 are consciousness aggregate, which is the truth of suffering. So by understanding mental factors, citta and cetasika, and also coming soon, the material or form aggregate, all these are the truth of suffering, which must be fully understood. Without fully understand the noble truth of suffering, which are the 5 aggregates, we cannot escape from the suffering. Okay. So wisdom also abandon certain origin, also abandon the origin of the truth of suffering. What is the origin of the truth of suffering? Which is craving. And mental factor of greed responsible for these 3 types of craving: craving for sensual desire, craving for becoming, and craving for non-becoming. We already studied this mental factor of greed under unwholesome consciousness. It's the greed itself responsible for 3 types of craving, which are the origin of the truth of suffering. And then the cessation of the truth of suffering, which is Nibbana. Nibbana will be due soon. And the last one, the wisdom also understand the path leading to the cessation of suffering, which is noble eightfold path. There is right view. Right view equal to non-delusion or wisdom faculty. We have beautiful mental factors. The last one is wisdom faculty, same as right view. Okay. And the second noble eightfold path, the factor is right thought. Right thought, same as initial application of the mind, which is called Samma Sankappa. Number 1, Samadhi equal to Panya, wisdom. Number 2, Samma Sankappa equal to initial application of the mind. And we have 3 abstinence, right? Samma Vacha, right speech. Samma Kammanta, right action. And Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. These 3 same as 3 abstinence. So these 3 abstinence must arise together as 3 factors of noble eightfold path. And there's right effort. We have one mental factor called right effort, which is here, right effort. 7, right mindfulness. We have mental factor called right mindfulness, right? And we have right concentration, which is same as one pointedness. When you develop one pointedness to the standard of concentration, it becomes right concentration. So these are the path, the noble eightfold path, leading to the cessation of suffering. Okay. So so the wisdom, wisdom faculty penetrate into the Four Noble Truths, and it develops the Noble Eightfold Path. So once he develops the Noble Eightfold Path, he further develops 7 factors of enlightenment. 7 factors of enlightenment, Sambojjhanga. Sambojjhanga. So number 1 is mindfulness, same as mental factor of mindfulness. Number 2, investigation of the Dhamma, Dhamma Vichaya. This same as wisdom faculty. And number 3, effort, virya, same as effort, virya, mental factor. 4, rapture, same as mental factor of rapture, but develop them to become factor of enlightenment. Then tranquility. Tranquility means kaya pasada, citta pasada. Kaya pasadi, citta pasadi. Under 6 pairs, there is tranquility of mental body, tranquility of consciousness. That too, same as here. You develop this two up to factor of enlightenment. Then concentration is under one-pointedness. You develop one-pointedness until it becomes concentration and become factor of enlightenment. And the equanimity is tattara majjhatthata, neutrality of mind. You can develop that neutrality of the mind to become one of the factor of enlightenment. So when the Noble Eightfold Paths are developed, this yogi further develops 7 factors of enlightenment. Okay, I think so far enough for today. I thought I have time to go through the 4th ultimate truth, Nibbana, or unconditioned element, but I don't think we have time. Yeah. So we have to leave it for our next Saturday.
Yes.
And next Saturday, we will study Nibbana, very little, not so much written in the book. And also process-free. Please read process-free and also read Nibbana a little bit, which will be discussed in the coming Saturday. Process-free is about my book. I think I explained very clearly in my book about the process-free, especially near-death cognitive process, which is very interesting and which everybody must know because we all are subject to death, right? So we want to know what happened before dying. If you get yourself prepared, you understand, you can understand better. So thank you so much for everybody for coming up for this class. And it's very difficult to teach Abhidhamma, because it's very complicated. And I know you spend a lot of time and effort trying to understand. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, please hold your palm. Everybody hold the palm. Etavata cha ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe buddha sabbe satta anumodantu sabta sampati siddhya akasata cha bummata deva naga mahidika punya tang anumoditva jirang rakhantu sasanang Chirang rakhantu desanam, Chirang rakhantu mang parang ada imaya pati pataya Chara maranama parimoche sami Idang me punyang asawa kaya wahang hotu Idang me punyang nipanasa pachayo Hotu mama punya bagang sabasa tanang pajemi te sape me samang punya bagang dabantu sadhu sadhu sadhu. May all of you be well and happy. May this listening to Abhidhamma course become the conducive factor for you to realize Nibbana. Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu, sadhu.